In a crime alert, a 91-year-old man was carjacked early Monday morning, and Peoria police have already arrested the suspect. Police say this man, 19-year-old Gabriel Messenger, carjacked the 91-year-old man at OSF St. Francis Hospital in Peoria while the elderly man was removing snow from his windshield and trying to leave the hospital. The two had a brief struggle when police say Messenger got into the car and drove away. The victim's injuries were non-life-threatening. Officers in another jurisdiction found the stolen vehicle and arrested Messenger shortly after. The 19-year-old has been charged with aggravated vehicular hijacking and aggravated battery. He's currently being held at the Peoria County Jail. And just in, the man who died in a Christmas Day crash in McLean County has now been identified. 71-year-old Herbert Vance Rich III from North Carolina was identified by McLean County Coroner Kathy Yoder. Rich died after a single vehicle crash on I-74 milepost 120 near Carlock. The coroner tells us Rich died from multiple blunt force injuries after his van left the roadway. Yoder says cold exposure did not contribute to his death and toxicology testing is pending. 12:02 this afternoon, you may have heard that the government will offer a tax credit of up to $7,500 if you buy an electric vehicle starting next year. But there are lots of limitations. First, you have to meet certain income limits, and the benefit will apply only to a percentage of the cost of your new car. Furthermore, some electric models by Kia, Audi, and Hyundai that have enjoyed a tax credit for the past 12 years may not qualify for the new credit if they are manufactured outside the United States. In other news, according to FlightAware, already more than 3,000 flights have been delayed or canceled around the country today. And Southwest Airlines is once again making deep cuts to its flight schedules for today and tomorrow as it struggles to recover. And the struggle is being felt at Chicago's Midway Airport. The airline needs time to move all of its planes back to where they're supposed to be after they were grounded by the wintry blast. Travelers with Southwest tickets are stranded, at least for a while.
All the rooms are booked. We're here on the floor. All the cars are gone. So what do? We were
supposed to fly out on Saturday. They canceled our flight Saturday. They actually rebooked it 4 times. App crashed. We were on hold for 6 hours with Southwest.
Making matters worse, many of those stranded flyers have been separated from their luggage. And if you think flights were expensive this year, a new report says brace yourself for 2023 airfare, at least in the first few months. Airfare for domestic trips in the first few months of the new year are already averaging above 2022 levels, up about 7% from January this year. And the spring looks even worse. Experts say the problem is that jet fuel prices have not come down the way gasoline prices have. 12:03, millions of people could lose Medicaid coverage after the recently enacted omnibus spending bill changed the health care program's enrollment rules. Under the $1.65 trillion federal spending bill approved by Congress last week, states can begin disenrolling people from Medicaid. Congressional Democrats and the Biden administration are working to steer eligible people to other types of coverage. Public health officials say many of those who will lose coverage are likely to qualify for coverage under the Affordable Care Act. And the FDA is fast-tracking the review of an inexpensive overdose reversal drug for use without prescription. Nonprofit Harm Reduction Therapeutics says its 3-milligram nasal spray naloxone has a higher concentration in the blood than the drug delivered as a shot. The nonprofit joins a group of manufacturers pursuing over-the-counter status for the drug to address a crush of deaths from bootleg versions of the powerful opioid fentanyl. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff says 5 North Korean drones crossed the border and 1 reached the northern part of South Korea's capital region. South Korea fired off warning shots and sent attack helicopters to counter the drones. We don't know if they shot any down, but the Transport Ministry says flights leaving from 2 airports were suspended for an hour after the drone sightings. And back at home, Peoria Public Works continues to provide safe roads in the city. With snow in yesterday's forecast, plow drivers are continuing 12-hour shifts to clear main roads. There are 25 plows hitting the roads, salting and removing snow. But with under 2 inches of snowfall, they won't be going into residential areas.
Commercial properties have to shovel their sidewalks in front of their businesses and adjacent to their businesses. With residential sidewalks, there is nothing. but we encourage, residents to be a good neighbor, shovel their sidewalks, that sort of thing.
McMillian says by tomorrow the road should be completely cleared off with no snow in the immediate forecast. And tomorrow in the village of Glassford, Illinois American Water will be shutting down water service temporarily as crews complete what it calls a critical project. The company does not say what time tomorrow that water will be turned off, only that it is temporary and afterwards a boil order will be in effect. Also, the company will make bottled water available during the service interruption. You can get the water right now until 5 p.m. at Glassford Village Hall. Meanwhile, cold and snowy conditions are keeping local warming centers busy. Staff with Peoria Rescue Ministries tell us their facilities have been full during the past week. In an effort to not turn people away, the organization has placed additional mats in its chapel. Peoria Rescue Ministries offers shelter to single adult men. Director of Residential Ministries Brian Butler tells us other people will be referred to other local services. All Peoria fire stations, the Peoria Police Department lobby, Esther House and Dream Center are designated warming centers. And if you're in Pekin, it's time now to shovel the sidewalk out in front of your home. Before Christmas, Pekin city officials put on hold its ordinance requiring you to clear sidewalks of snow within 48 hours. A post on the city's Facebook page notified residents the ordinance would be enforced after Christmas. Around the Midwest, masks are now required once again at the St. Louis Gateway Arch. The mandate is from the National Park Service, which bases its masking guidelines around the CDC's COVID-19 community level tools. According to the CDC, both St. Louis City and County are classified as high because of a surge in COVID cases. Anyone entering the park must wear a surgical mask. Cloth masks and other face coverings do not qualify. Free masks will also be available to visitors. In a health alert, a measles outbreak in Columbus, Ohio has health officials concerned. More than 80 kids are part of what's the largest measles outbreak this year. Most of the kids are unvaccinated because their parents chose not to have them get the shots. Polling shows more than a third of parents say they should be able to decide if their child gets vaccinated against diseases, even if it puts others at risk. And the government has released reserves of Tamiflu as cases of COVID, flu and RSV continue to rise. CVS, Target, and Walgreens are now restricting purchases of over-the-counter children's medicine amid reports of widespread shortages. We'll take a look at this. If you're looking for a little extra cash after the holidays, you may want to buy a Mega Millions ticket. The jackpot is one of the largest in history. The next drawing will be for $565 million. That's the 6th largest ever. The Mega Millions jackpot was last won on October 14th when tickets sold in California and Florida shared a $502 million prize. Each ticket has about a 1 in 302 million chance of winning it all, and the next drawing is tonight.